Hello and welcome back.
You were giving us a bunch of air traffic controller signals. Like,
I
am I
was. I do
supposed to
that.
know what any of this
I do that
means?
every. I do that every week. 30, 20, 15, 10, 9.
Cat.
Kitty.
I thought you were trying to grab something.
That's 15?
1 5.
That's
Look,
6, my dude.
Oh.
looks
No,
like
that's a
51 on my
six.
end. Looks like
Hint.
51 to me.
Yeah, you kind of switched around there.
Actually, it meant 55 if you are old enough to remember that from the early days of the internet. Anyways, welcome back. All insanity aside. So Cultbusters episode 16. Last week you all fought or chased down once again the ghoul that had attacked you all as it had infested another house in the city. Killed what it had converted. And finally killed the last one that attacked you earlier in the day. And then I don't actually remember what else happened, but I remember you got on the boat to
I booped a snoot.
yeah, you guys booped some snoots and
Yes,
drank.
the snoot was booped.
Drank a little bit, had a little bit of fun in town before getting on the Valkyrie schooner to take you to Koruri, the island where the tiny piece of tablet came from, with the word you can read but can't say on it. You all got on the boat, saw a water dragon. Jesus, Lenny, really?
What?
It's funny. And got a long rest in on the boat. You all have another 4 hours or so before you will arrive on the island. What would you all like to do?
I would like to throw on my nautical themed Pashmina Afghan
Okay.
and go look for Lucius.
Lucius is blissfully reading away at this very interesting piece of written fiction. You know, as usual.
Which work of fiction are you reading?
Uh, he's reading the what is it? 12 Tales of Tale. Yeah, 12 Tales of Tale. And the one he's specifically reading is about well, I guess you wouldn't see it, but it's 12 Tales of Tale.
I'll just walk up to Lucius and say, "Is that illustrated?"
No. Probably best if it is illustrated. I will be honest. It's very graphic.
How can it be graphic if it's not illustrated?
Um, let me. Uh, you don't want to know.
It's usually a safe bet.
Mhm.
I was wondering if we had talked about sparring last night. I was wondering if you have a minute now. We don't seem to be
Oh,
going anywhere.
well. as much as I'd like to continue this, I would love to spar, he says as he closes the book. Oh, it's been a while since I've sparred with anyone. Gosh. Ooh.
Most of my sparring experience was pirates teaching me how to distract people and fight dirty. I haven't had much actual practice with sword play, as it were.
Indeed. So, okay. Why not? Are you going to take me head on, or should I expect some dirty tricks?
Oh, with me, you should always expect tricks. Whether they're dirty is subjective.
Hmm. All right then. Bring it on. I assume, for the sake of everyone's time, we just kind of push that till what is it?
Yeah.
Fade
We can just describe it.
yeah.
Yeah, no need to roll anything.
So I
Fade,
think if
fade till
anybody
black.
else is watching,
Are you
you'll
fighting?
kind of
Dirty tricks fade to black.
Are you guys on the deck doing this?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I'm
But
up there.
but if anyone else is watching, you kind of see why Dietrich wanted some lessons. Like they seem pretty evenly matched, but Dietrich's fighting style is almost entirely just distraction and charm and wit, and like he'll like trick you or like get into a different position, or like pull the visor down your helmet, or just a variety of um, tricky things to try to keep you off balance, and then he'll sort of poke at you at the opportune moment. But he's not really a skilled swordsman. Like his technique needs a lot of work.
Would Lucius eventually get the hang of like his tricks and stuff?
I would say a little bit. Not necessarily off of one session, but you would start to understand a little bit more about how Dietrich fights. I also totally forgot to have somebody roll for weather for the day. So does anybody want to roll a d20 for me?
I got that.
Well,
That's nat 20.
roll 2 d20s for me, please.
Eight. 2.
Okay.
I think it just got worse.
Okay. Cool. All right.
I think I just killed us.
Oh god.
Especially the ones that can't swim.
Killed us with the weather.
Yeah, so everybody make a Constitution saving throw when the meteor comes.
A meteor.
That joke will never get old.
Classic meteor. Well, what were those 2d20s for? Is it like 1d20 asteroids that are each 1d20 miles wide?
No. Nat 20 is and a nat 1 are both rolls on the wind and precipitation table.
Okay.
Oh no.
Is it raining meteors now?
Yes. The little tiny
No,
ones
dead
right
air.
now. No, it's fine. As the morning kind of would wear on, it will start to get little bit seasonally unwarm and humid.
Lovely.
Is it sunny?
Yeah, it is very sunny.
Okay.
And currently almost no clouds in the sky as well.
Fair is in like the shadiest part of the deck that they can find watching this sparring match. They have like the big veil and their big pointy wizard hat down. But they still look kind of unhappy to be out in the sunlight.
I will say it's interesting because it's an orange tiefling with a flaming sword who can fly versus a guy who can just conjure copies of himself all over the place.
That's a straight up
It's-
anime fight right there.
Yeah, like
pretty much.
it's not like a normal
Oh
like
my.
duel. It's just absolutely batshit. What's
You're
happening
too
on the deck right now.
slow. Nothing personnel, kid.
He just flies like basically between the two swords as they're falling down. It's a little weird. It can get a little weird.
Do some DMC level action.
Yeah.
Can
probably
a
close to
minor
that.
illusion move? Be like a
Oh,
motion,
no,
something
no.
moving. It's
Well,
gotta be still.
it can within its place, but it itself physically can't move.
Silent
Oh, okay.
Image is the one that can move.
Yeah.
It's a first level spell.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to do with your morning?
I think when the sparring is over, I'm just kind of like listening to see if anybody else is clapping, if anyone was watching.
Fair will like give a golf clap.
Just one.
Dietrich should be like, "Were you not entertained?"
I'm gonna climb to the top of the mast.
Okay.
D-Trip will just give Fair like a smile and a nod.
Make an athletics or acrobatics check for me, please, Farzo.
Um. We'll do acrobatics.
Okay.
21.
Cool. That'll be enough to do it. Unfortunately, the bars to climb up to the crow's nest are regular people sized, so it's a little difficult for you to pull yourself up between them. But you're able to do it and get up there.
Oh. I'm gonna look around.
Yeah, it's even with the temperature, it is very lovely. There's a light breeze still as the island slowly comes into view.
Island ho! I yell down to everyone.
Well, that's not very nice.
Ship captain kind of looks over.
Who
That's
you
what
going
that's
to
my
hug?"
line.
Eh,
Like does like that and just goes back to the wheel.
you're too slow.
the small island town of Karori is a rough contrast to that of where you guys just were. In Roguewater, it is mostly houses constructed out of ship parts, trees native to the island, a lot of bamboo and palm structures here. This is kind of like a last bastion. Probably was judging by how when you guys pull into port, judging by how it's built and where it's situated, probably was started by people that were shipwrecked here. To be completely honest, judging by the construction and just how much of this island is ship structure. Like one place you see near where you pull into the port is literally just like the back half of a ship upright, and that's been turned into a building with like a balcony on the second deck where like one of the cargo ports was. It is that kind of small, not necessarily poor town, but a town that makes a lot of use out of every little thing that they get that comes in, as they are kind of a last bastion of civilization out in the islands. If somebody were to try and sail from Roguewater to someplace like Beckgard or Stormmaw, this is kind of where you would go, because you wouldn't go straight across, because you'd be sailing over where Odoron was, and Dietrich would know you don't do that.
So there's people here?
There are. It's a populated island.
Yeah.
Probably 300 people total in this town.
Oh,
Are there any other ships at port at the moment?
There is another ship that is slightly larger than yours, not a schooner, but like a small cargo ship that is currently in port.
So this is where that stone of yours was from.
That's what I was told when I bought it.
Have any idea where?
Not really. They weren't terribly specific.
I suppose we should start with the pawn shops and antique dealers, if we can find any.
And I imagine we can ask if there are any ruins here.
Certainly.
Okay. Where would you guys like to go to first?
Do we get jumped on the docks as soon as we get off the boat here too?
No, you do not.
Okay, good.
I say antiques.
Yeah.
You just want something shiny again.
And you don't?
Shiny. I pull out the 10 gems. I got shiny.
I'll whenever port authority figures are around, I'm gonna just take care of whatever docking fees or whatever else there is, so we don't get our boat impounded while we're gone.
You will discover there is no dock fee as long as you are buying or selling something on this island.
Okay.
We just got to get our parking validated.
I wasn't sure how much realism you were going for in this campaign, but that would be a shitty way to find out. Is all.
That is true.
Get your boat towed. Or come back and there's a boot on
God
it.
damn it.
But no, they're very serious about trying to increase trade on the island, so
Good.
dock fees are not something they're exactly worried about. Besides, pirates would steal it back anyway.
I suppose the flamboyant and fancy drow will also ask while we're talking to whatever port authority people are here. You know, what all is there to see in town? What do you recommend,
Oh boy.
especially for the buying and the selling?
Well, we have kind of gestures out to the north. We have a lot of farms to the north on the island. And then that's pretty much it. He'll make an insight check. Looking over you guys. But you're not here for normal, are you?
Who says normal? What's normal?
Normal would be not coming here.
Any places that sell sort of interesting trinkets, odds and ends, curiosities that people bring in.
Of course, there are shops that deal in that kind of thing. Oh, you want to know the street? It's like up this street and like the second right.
Thank you very much
Yeah,
for
makes
your
sense.
help.
You need advice on touristy things to do. Well, somebody will be around. Hopefully.
I think we'll do a bit of exploring maybe after we go shopping. Maybe go looking for touristy later,
All right.
depending on what my companions want.
Lucius kind of leans into Dietrich. Would places like these have extensive stores? I wouldn't assume so.
Yes, do you have a good bookstore here for my friend?
I didn't. I mean, okay, fine. I guess so, but I was asking about. Never mind.
I mean, not a bookstore. We do have a few shops. People stay here and need things.
Well, the number one commodity we're looking for here is information.
Certainly. So yeah, you'll want the odd, what was it? How did you word it? Goods and or knickknacks and antiques or something like that. Yeah.
Curiosities.
Yeah, you'll want the shop. It's up the street and second right.
Well, everyone, what do you say we go investigate?
Yeah.
Sure.
Lead the way.
Lead on.
Okay. So you guys follow the instructions to a T, and second right, like 3 shops in, there is a sign that says Dapper Antiques, which is a really, really odd combination of words. Like somebody was trying to be fancy just with a sign, but didn't know how to do it.
Oh, this looks perfect, just by speed.
And as you walk inside,
Dapper Antiques.
Yes.
Reminds me of my grandfather.
Maybe we'll find him inside.
Wouldn't that be fun?
and as you guys walk inside, it smells of like stones being cleaned with some type of abrasive and the musk of like scrolls and metals and stuff like that being worked on. And the door has like a bell on it so that no one The storekeeper knows when somebody comes in or out. And after probably like a good minute of waiting, around the corner from the back comes about a 7'8" tall minotaur. With like a very like tanned fur color, with a dyed pink mohawk, and wearing a suit, but with like just like the suit shirt and the tie, but the sleeves are rolled up. Yes, hello, I'm Flint. How can I be of service? Kind of like straightens his tie.
Dietrich is just
come.
kind of gonna back off and let Fair take the lead here because it's their item, and I think Dietrich probably isn't sure exactly how much information we're comfortable revealing about it, so just let Fair run point.
Lucius is still embarrassed by the last comment, so he's just like awkwardly standing there. It's like, shocked.
Welcome to my store, Dapper Antiques. How can I be of assistance?
Oh, well. Looks like you have quite a selection here. I'm an avid antiquarian myself, and this is my first time on the island.
Well,
No,
welcome.
Oh, thank you. What can you tell me about some of what are the most interesting things in your collection, good sir?
Oh. I don't have a whole lot that actually comes from the island. A lot of people bring me things, and I buy it. Let's see. I'll pull out from inside the jewelry cabinet behind. We'll pull it out and put it on the table, and it is a piece of obsidian glass, like obsidian, but you can tell like where it is sitting inside this kind of metal box. There are burn marks around it, like it's always hot to the touch.
Oh, interesting. Enchanted, I take it. Where's this from? Do you know?
The person would not tell me. Oh, I have this, which might be intriguing. And he pulls out another piece and pulls it out, and it looks like a glass teardrop hanging in the middle of a glass vial. That is a fey tear.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Fascinating.
Yes.
I've heard that since you're so close here to the center of the sea, that occasionally relics from old Odoron turn up here. Have you got anything of that sort?
I had a couple pieces. Both of them sold fairly quickly to sailors that were passing through. I do have some skill with magic. I can put you on the waiting list and send you a sending when I get another one in, if that's something you're interested in.
Oh, certainly. I'm just sort of getting into some of the history, and I think it would be fascinating to have a piece for my cabinet of curiosities.
Certainly, that is something we can do.
Where may I ask where you got your pieces? Did you find them here? Did they come from here, or were they brought in from elsewhere?
Well, these pieces, these are brought to me. I had a collection when I moved here. And then people bring me things to trade for other things, or they bring me stuff to buy. When they're passing through that they've picked up on their travels, when they need a little bit more spare change for when they make it back to port, because they were supposed to come back with a certain amount of money from their trade trip, or their partner would be mad at them or whatever, so I'd buy a knickknack from them or something. That's how I've acquired most of my goods here.
Of course. But the Odoron pieces specifically, do you find that sort of thing here? Or does that come from elsewhere?
We do. It comes from the north shore of the island, typically.
Interesting. Have you ever ventured there yourself?
I haven't. I haven't ventured to either of the two ruin sites.
Interesting. And Fair will sort of look to the others. Sounds like there are indeed ruins here if we want to investigate. And then they'll ask, do you know anyone? Is there anyone here? You know, any citizens here who regularly venture to the ruins, or can you tell me anything about them? Would be curious
There-
to.
So the ones on the North Shore, typically you only are able to go during the lowest tides. So some divers go down and get stuff occasionally from there, or you get lucky and you're here during a low tide. The one
Is it low tide?
this evening, way late. And you never want to be in a ruin after dark, especially with water around.
Well, I'm accustomed to the dark myself, so that doesn't frighten me terribly.
But the one to the west, there have been people that have tried to go. I haven't heard if any of them had come back.
Oh, I see.
You mentioned earlier that you had a couple relics from Odoron and they both sold relatively quickly.
Yes.
Would you mind describing the items? What was it that you had briefly?
Oh, it's been a couple of months. Let me see if I can remember. 17 plus 3, that's a dirty 20. The one I had a miniature statuette. And it came from the ruins, of course, so it's been water wrecked for centuries, maybe. Of a little tiny figurine that someone was keen on acquiring. Because who doesn't want to say they own a piece of a fallen empire? The other one was part of a tablet that I couldn't read.
What was the tablet made of?
Some type of stone. It was a different stone than the statue was made out of.
Dietrich will just glance at Fair sideways.
Like, the statue was like stone you would find if you were to mine, like Korori. The tablet you wouldn't find on the island.
Fascinating. Sounds like quite curious artifacts.
I'm sure he
What-
already
what-
sold it on the mainland for a pretty penny, but
Oh, one fellow bought the both of them.
no, the tablet, since it's different than other Odoron artifacts that have been discovered.
Do you remember? You said it was several months ago. Do
Yes.
you remember what the fellow looked like?
For the life of me, probably not.
Do you remember who sold you the items?
It was one of the divers. I could not tell you which one it was. When you're on a permanent tropical vacation, the days kind of blend together and memories kind of get lost.
Certainly,
Understood.
but looking around Dietrich is just like, yeah, I get it.
Oh, also the crabs at night. That's why you don't want to be out at night.
Night crabs?
Yeah, they're like this big.
Working on my night crabs.
Those sound delicious.
They do.
I mean, if you can kill one before they kill you, certainly.
Would they try to kill you too?
I mean, if you attacked one, I imagine it would.
That sounds like a lot of fun, then.
I agree.
Something's trying to kill you, you kill it first, and then it's delicious.
Above game, you guys know what a coconut crab is, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
those monstrosities.
They're
Jeez.
adorable.
Well, like, have you seen like a whole field of them?
Yes.
That gets kind of scary.
Yeah. They're
They're
like
cute when
hermit
they're
crabs.
they're
Like
cute when they're
that.
small, but they're cute when they're small, not when they look like they're gonna pounce on your face and eat you.
That's like straight up like Metroid shit right there.
Yeah.
Back, you eight-legged freaks.
Are they dire coconut crabs?
They're not dire. They're just regular coconut crabs. But yeah, the west ruins intrigue me mostly because since I've moved here, nobody's ever come back from it.
Oh, we've done a bit of adventuring. Perhaps we'll investigate while we're here. Either we'll come back with stories to tell, or we won't come back.
Well, certainly good luck if you do.
Oh, thank you. But we'll keep you in mind if we find anything interesting.
Excellent. I would appreciate that.
Farzu, did you see this obsidian piece? You enjoy stone.
Oh, that's pretty.
It seems to have some manner of enchantment on it. Would you know anything about it? Are there any volcanoes near here?
There used to be an active volcano on Koruri.
Oh,
It's been dormant for centuries.
what do you want for it?
Every volcano is dormant until it isn't.
That's 100% true. 30 gold?
I'll pull out of my pocket. How about I trade you these 10 gems for it?
Which 10 gems?
They're a gold piece each, but
Oh. Those gems in 10 gold.
5 gold.
7.
Deal.
Good.
While this is all happening, can I just start browsing and see if there's anything else interesting in here that catches my eye?
Certainly.
What is it?
It is a piece of fireglass.
Okay.
There is a lot of weird stuff in this store that you would never think would exist in like a million years. Like there is inside a wooden box sitting on one of the shelves, there's like a croquet, like a knitted set of clothes for like a pixie. There's like models of different figureheads from different ships. None you recognize. Dream catchers, several like pinwheels that spin even though there's no wind in this room whatsoever, in different like patterns and colors that make, like, if you look at it from the right angle, you can see like a shape of like a ship.
Like a fantasy viewmaster?
So you know, like the laser things that you hold the trigger on and they spin and you can put the words up? That, but like a magic pinwheel version. But you
Cool.
can't change the image on it.
Are there any? Do I see? Can I find any like antique decks of cards?
None that you see. There don't seem to be any here. That might be a little outside of his range in terms of it. When you get antiques, he really means like
Yeah.
weird stuff nobody else in town would take.
Have you guys played Near Replicant, the Sand City? There's a store that's literally just called the Weird Stuff Store.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Just
fair.
random shit no one wants.
Yeah, there's like a tiny model of a coffin that he claims as a sign, little tiny written sign in his terrible Minotaur handwriting that's like troll ashes on it. Like, there's a glass vial that contains like teeth, like regular human teeth. As you go through and look behind stuff now.
Fair looks absolutely fascinated by all of this. Like, you might have trouble getting them out of the store. But they ask.
I'll kind of whisper to Dunce and Farzi, like, yeah, you probably don't want to use a detect magic spell in here. You might go blind.
I will say the two things that do strike your mind as you make a further investigation of the store after your conversation is there is a tea set that is entirely made of varnished mushrooms.
How much for the tea set?
I've been trying to get rid of that forever. I will literally give it to you for 5 gold.
Sold.
And Dietrich, a ornate scabbard. A detailed scabbard behind some stuff. It's got jewels and stuff in it that look fake because they've cracked and obviously like the color's gone on them a little bit, but it's there. It's just the scabbard, no blade.
How many cups does the tea set have? Sorry.
4.
Okay.
You know, how much for the scabbard?
Like 2 gold.
Sure.
Cool.
Does Lucius recognize anything here?
Make an investigation check.
Every time I say that, you always say it in that pitch too.
Yeah.
Make an investigation check. What do you
Investigation check.
mean? What do you mean? Oh, it's a 19.
Not particularly. It's covered in dust and it looks older than it is when you go to investigate and like wipe off some of the dust and stuff, and you're like, oh, that wouldn't be what I recognize. Like, that wouldn't be something I recognize. Like, it would have to be actually old. It's not really that old. It's just covered in dust because the store's not clean.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So Lucius is kind of looking around unimpressed. Just kind of feels like what is it? Like a tourist shop more than an actual reliquary place, whatever.
Insufficiently antique.
Mm-hmm. Not back in my day when the antiques were around, they'd be real antiques.
You rolled a 19, right?
Yeah.
A dwarvish.
That's my watch from back in the day.
A watch with a digital clock face on it from back in the day.
Yeah, that was my watch 2,000 years ago.
I recognize those Crocs anywhere.
They were mine. There's like a dwarven made kind of like stone brooch that does fascinate you.
How much for this brooch?
I didn't even know I had that. 3 gold? 2 gold? What seems fair?
I'll give you 3 gold.
Perfect.
Why not? Jesus Christ, I'm still swimming in money.
Yeah. You guys haven't really hit up a potion shop yet, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I did also notice when I came in the sweet smell of magic scrolls. May I see your selection of those?
You smelled the back room, did you?
Better than the bathroom.
True. I only have like 4 in the shop right now. People bring them to me in disrepair, and I very carefully am repairing the scrolls back together and restoring them. Maybe trying to find some ancient magic that I could sell for a lot of money. That'd be nice. And I'll go into the back real quick and pull and bring out four spell scrolls in different tubes, all labeled with what the person said they were.
What's the selection look like?
There is a spell scroll of Tiny Hut, spell scroll of Conjure Minor Elemental, spell scroll of Conjure Elemental, and let me double check that real quick. And a spell scroll of Motivational Speech. Above game, it is 5 creatures. You can get 5 temporary hit points to an advantage on wisdom saves for an hour. It is a 3rd level enchantment spell. Yeah, that's the selection I've got right now. I had more, and sometimes I have less, but you know, that's how inventory is. It comes and goes. Otherwise, I wouldn't be in business.
Jackpot. That was above game.
Was it?
Yes, Dietrich would not just yell jackpot to a guy we're negotiating with.
I beg to differ.
That's something a -2 charisma player would do.
You know, all right.
But no, I mean, Tiny Hut, like that's just a ritual for wizards. Just take that, and then you can just do it forever without having to prep it. That's very handy.
I was just reading up on that.
Yeah.
Well, I think only Fair could do it right now because you won't get 3rd level wizard spells for a while. But
That's correct.
as long as somebody in the party has it, we can all long rest without needing to keep watch really forever.
Oh, the tiny hut sounds good. How much would you like for the scroll of tiny hut?
110 gold.
Fair, we'll kind of look to the others.
Now I can chip in. Anyone else?
We'd be able to rest in comfort no matter where we wander.
Oh. I'll chip in 25 gold. Is that enough?
Fair has 26 right now.
I'll chip in another 25.
I'll
much do we need?
throw 25 in as well.
How much do we need?
I think 10.
10 more.
Oh, I'll throw in the last 10 then. All right.
Thanks, everyone. You won't regret it.
Alright, so I'll take the other 3 and put them in the back. Hopefully I'll sell these one day. Ugh.
Well, hopefully we will return from our ventures to the ruins. Perhaps we can discuss the other 3. They're still
Certainly.
here.
Certainly. Acquisitions Incorporated has so much good shit. Alrighty. Anything else you all want to do in the shop?
What was it that I needed to put stuff into my spellbook?
Magical ink, I believe.
Do you have any magical ink? Long shot, but
I don't.
ah,
Yeah, I honestly couldn't point you in the right direction if anybody does have it on this island, to be honest with you.
okay.
No, it's like expensive to copy spells.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like level 3 spells like 150 gold of magical ink.
Those rules are all different for scribe wizards, though.
Yeah, I don't need the magical ink. I can do it with my quill. But does it still cost the 50 gold per level?
No, because the quill doesn't require ink.
Oh, okay, so I can do it for free.
Yeah, Order of Scribes basically gets it for free and for a 10th of the time, I believe.
Yeah. Okay, sweet. All right. Well, everyone, I can add this to my book now if you want to do a bit of exploring, or I can save it for later. It won't take me too terribly long, but I don't want to hold us up, since it does sound like there are ruins to explore.
I think above game it'll only take you like 6 minutes. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll keep looking around the store for 5 minutes.
Okay.
No problem.
Well, then I will copy the spell to my spell book.
So can I ask what brought you guys here? As he sees you guys are still in the store. When he gets done putting the spell scrolls back.
Just doing a little sightseeing on our way to the mainland.
Where on the mainland are you going?
I think at least long term, the plan is up north to Thurimdur.
Ooh. Fun.
Not
Dwarves got a
exactly.
lot of great stuff.
Yeah, we hope it'll be more profitable than some of our previous dealings with dwarves.
Yeah, that's how they are. You make a business deal with them, and they use it to go against you.
Have you had run-ins with dwarves?
I was business partners with a dwarf once.
What happened?
They tried to cut me out of the deal I had negotiated, and In turn, I cut him out of this world.
That sounds like a fair price.
Yeah. Should have seen the look on his face when my horn went through him. That was fun.
Remind me not to do business with big Minotaur things.
I mean, we're fine until you stab us in the back.
Yeah, but you could easily step on me.
Yes, that's
Oh,
true.
If you stab someone in the back figuratively, don't be surprised when they return the favor literally.
Yes.
So, my friend, how long have you been on this island?
God. How long has it been now? 8 years?
And what brought you here?
Mostly not going to jail. See previous comment about door stabbing.
Oh, it does seem like a wonderful place to not go to jail.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, the next time the authorities are after me, I'll keep it in mind.
I mean, we've got fresh fish, citrus, and other stuff that we grow on the farms. People bring us trade goods and valuables to get said fish and the citrus and other things.
Don't forget those crabs.
Eh. They're okay. They're very chewy. But yeah, no, I mean it's paradise outside of the storms occasionally, but
I find crabs are always like the idea of crabs in my head is always amazing, and then when you're actually eating them,
it's a
it's just
lot
so
of
much
work.
work.
Yeah, that's
I feel like
definitely it.
I feel like I've just been surrounded by people who are obsessed with crabs, and I don't get it. It made me want to just move away entirely.
Look, it's a good joke.
Wasn't he just talking about how delicious crabs were?
Look. Yeah, no. But yeah, if you guys find anything, if you live, yeah. We can probably talk about something. Good luck.
When they're done
Oh,
copying the spell, Fair wanders off into the stacks, just looking at all of the random shit.
Yeah, there is a lot of random shit here. Okay. Where are you all off to now?
while everyone's browsing, or maybe like right after we leave, I'll kind of nudge uh, Dunce and ask him if he can do a detect magic on my scabbard.
I don't have detect magic.
Oh,
I have
sorry.
identify.
Oh, you
It
have
was
identify.
Emrys has detect magic.
Emrys
Applies
has
to-
detect magic. So yeah, I'll give Emrys a nudge and ask if he can do that.
Sure, why not? And then I'll spend the time casting it.
10 minutes. All right, it will take 10 minutes. So where are you guys headed? As it's now kind of like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Farzu.
So once we're out of there, when we have a chance to kind of talk and not be overheard, just kind of like look over both shoulders, make sure we're not being followed or spied on. Just say, okay, so that guy definitely had that stone at one point, right?
That's what it seemed like.
Like it seemed to match the description exactly. I think we should find that diver. Find out how they got it.
I
And
mean, we don't
where
really
they got
have
it from.
we don't really have much to go on other than, hey, are you a diver? Did you find a stone?
Well, we know the is there like a place where all the divers hang out, like a business where they're all kind of based?
A dive bar, if you will.
Take a point.
That's
Oh.
definitely attached to the business.
The North Shore is probably like an hour and a half straight through the woods past the farms that they have here. So you would imagine that if they wanted to be efficient and not get like caught out in the woods at night or have to leave and trudge through the dark, they probably take small boats out there during the day.
So, like, is there a place in town here where divers are based? Or, like, would we have to go up to the North Shore to find them?
I was gonna say it's entirely possible you could find them when they're pulling in when they're done for the day. Maybe.
Hmm.
Or we could go directly to the North Shore. If we can't find any of them, perhaps we could investigate the ruins ourselves. Especially if, as our dapper friend said, there's a low tide happening later tonight.
Sure, but that's also the
Yeah.
place where most people have gone and come back from. So, like,
But those were the other ruins. We'll get to those next.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I wanted to find the divers, because, like, hey, where do you find that thing? And then we can go to wherever that was. But no, I agree. We should check out both eventually.
Do we want to wait here or head up to the North Shore ourselves? We could overnight up there if we need to. We have
I would.
a
What
tiny
time of
hut.
day is it
It's about
right
two.
now?
It's
Like,
about 2:30 right now.
Time to go to the dentist.
so-
2:30.
Oh,
No thanks.
I think I would probably say just head up there because you've still got plenty of time left in the day. We can look around, see if any divers are in the area, anybody whose attention we could get.
Okay.
And if we're like closer to the equator, when's sunset here?
It is currently, well, actually no, yeah, you guys are in a different hemisphere now too. So you guys aren't that super close to the, actually no, you guys are pretty close to the equator. So probably closer, still probably closer to 9 even though it is spring, like mid-spring here.
I think if we head up there, we've still got a good 5 hours of poking around until the sun goes down. It seems worth it.
Yeah.
Okay. Make a survival check for me, please, once you guys get on the way.
Who do you want to make that?
Anybody who has proficiency in survival? I don't know. Who's leading the pack?
Who's best in survival?
I'm
I
not
got a +4 to
proficient.
survival.
Plus
Yeah,
5.
I've got a. Yeah.
I think it might be. I think it's either Emrys or Nymeria.
I have
Yeah.
a plus 5.
Okay. Okay, what was it?
Who's rolling?
Oh, I have no idea. Dude, I thought you were rolling.
I said I have a plus
Yeah.
5, and then I never heard anything
Oh.
after that.
I assumed you were rolling, sorry.
I think you have the highest. I don't know. Emrys, what's your survival?
Oh, I have a 6. I rolled a 16 for a 22.
Okay.
Sorry, I was in the process of finding my die.
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry.
I thought you had the wrong sheet rolled. I thought you had the wrong sheet open. That's fine. Yeah, it's a jungle trail, so it gets difficult in a couple places, but you guys are able to make it there inexperiencedly in about 2 hours through the jungles. It's rough in parts. There's vines in the way. It's very humid because it is unseasonably hot right now. As you guys get down to the North Shore, it's kind of a little hard to see on the map. But there's like that little tiny island that comes out of Covery at the top. There's a little tiny piece of land. And when you guys get to the North Shore, what you see is what you imagine in low tide is like a reef that's fairly close to the surface that you could walk across in low tide and get to the ruins that are over there. But in high tide, it's like 15 feet, and because of the reef, it is fairly choppy. So if you were to swim over there, it would be probably extremely difficult at this point.
Do we see any vessels around?
Yeah, there are a couple boats there as well right now over on the sunken ruins. There's like a couple things that are sticking out of the water, but not much. Where the boats are like tied off to.
I'll look around to the others and just say, I'll be right back. And I will fly over there.
Oh,
How
wow.
far are they from the shore?
Like 500 feet. It's not that far.
As farther than message will go.
Correct.
Oh, wow. Dietrich will book it.
Yep.
Gosh. See ya, nerds. Flying away.
Up and away.
But you didn't do anything. Up, away.
Yeah. Yeah, you fly
I'm
over
gonna
there.
just do the 3-point superhero landing on the deck of their boat. No.
She's gonna do it. She's gonna do superhero landing. She did it.
The superhero landing.
What a poser.
I love those movies.
Oh my god, my knees.
No, I'll just
That's a
kind of
great
like
movie.
hover there in the air.
Yeah.
Not because Dietrich knows like you don't go on somebody else's boat without an invitation.
So right now, the only person on the surface is kind of looking over like the side of the boat, and you can kind of see bubbles coming to the surface every so often. These people are used to diving and staying down there a fairly long time.
Yeah, Dietrich will just come floating up and give the guy a hello there.
Hello? Where did... Am I dead?
No, I just flew over from the shore.
Oh.
I was wondering if you or anyone else on your fine vessel could help me with some information.
Yeah, let me make sure these guys get up safely, and then we can have conversation.
Of course.
Cool. All right.
Do you mind if I come aboard? I can only float like this for so long.
Yeah, certainly. Just land and don't disturb anything.
Much obliged. And I will gently land on the
Cool.
deck without the cool superhero
And he
landing.
kind of you see him kind of like reach and like tug on a couple ropes and like signal for them to come up. And they come to the surface and they kind of throw like their bag that they had down with them onto the boat. Kind of pull themselves up. So who's that guy? Because he was not here when I went down.
My name's Dietrich.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if I could just trouble you for a bit of information.
Yeah, what's up?
There was a diver who I think probably months ago sold a relic from Odoron to a certain dapper shopkeeper in town.
Yeah, he told you about that?
The item in question was a stone tablet with indecipherable writing on it.
Yeah.
Does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
Are you the one who found it?
Think so. Probably. Yeah, that sounds like me.
Can I
you
ask your name, my friend?
You two knuckleheads ready to go down? So they're just like nod their head and they're like adjusting like leather straps and stuff to like keep the rope tied to their body so they can be pulled up if they lose their breath or something. Yeah, just give me a minute. We can talk, obviously.
Of course.
Yeah. All right. And they kind of have like a little kind of like leather. It's like leather, like but like the thinner type you would write on in like chalk. And so they have like a different grid of places they've gone, and he kind of marks off 2 and kind of circles 1 for them to like go to, and they kind of both go off the side of the ship. Yeah. So anyway, my name's Dull. Or at
Nice
least
to
that's what I
meet
go
you,
by
Dull.
here. So that was me. I'm the one that sold it to him.
Can I ask where you found it?
No, because I don't know where I found it.
You don't remember if it was out here or at the other ruin or
I am not the one who found it. Well, I found it, but I didn't find it. It's kind of hard to explain. Has they told you about the other ruins yet?
yes, the ones no one comes back from.
Yeah. So, occasionally when a crew goes up and doesn't come back, they send some of us up to see what happened. We don't get really close to the ruin. And I didn't tell anybody else about this on my crew because I wanted the money for the item for myself. I found a body of one of the guys in the bushes, didn't tell him about it, and that was in his pocket. And then I put it in my bag the next day when I went down for the dive so that I could say that I found it down there.
I see.
You seem like a fairly powerful, reputable gentleman, so I see no reason to lie to you because I kind of don't want to get cut.
You're a smart man.
Yeah.
Why do they call you dull? You seem rather sharp to me.
I think that's the entire point of the joke. Or rather, it leaves people off their guard when they have a conversation with me, and I knock them off their ass or axis with my wit.
I never had a nickname. I think when you have a weird foreign name like Dietrich Balthazar, that tends to just be your name.
Huh. Cool. Well, yeah, that's all the information I got for you. Oh, I need to tug on these ropes. I'll tell these idiots to fucking come up before they drown. If I didn't tug on their ropes, they'd stay down there until they lost air and die.
Well, glad they have you then.
Fucking idiots.
Thanks for your help, and of course, if any really shady looking motherfuckers start asking you questions about me, I was never here.
Okay.
Appreciate your time. And I'll fly back.
Have a good one.
So we definitely need to go to the other ruins. That seems to be where the action is.
How so?
And relay everything he just told me.
Huh.
Fair looks like thoroughly miserable after their trek through the jungle, just like a little bit out of breath and clearly not used to trudging through this sort of environment. And they ask, like, gods, how far off are these ruins? Do we know how much further we have to trudge to get there?
I'm a terrible judge of time and distance. Somebody with a mind keener than mine might have to answer that.
Hint,
Well,
wink,
how
wink,
far?
Hence,
nudge with the elbow.
He would have no clue because he didn't ask, but
No.
above game, if you were to go just cut straight through the middle of the forest and no path, probably a while.
perhaps it would be better to do that in the morning.
Yeah, I did not ask where that other one was. Sorry, guys.
But perhaps it would be a good idea to head back to town anyway. I think we could use a good meal,
Maybe we
and we
can
could
find a
ask,
map.
and we could find a map and ask about the other ruin, and maybe get some warm beds to sleep in tonight. I know we have the tiny hut now, but sleeping out in the wilderness doesn't sound like something I'd much enjoy unless I had to.
The bed with the roof sounds lovely.
Mm-hmm. Nibbles would like that too.
All right, you guys are gonna head back the hour and a half back through the jungle, back to Kowuri. There is a single, solitary tavern in town.
Is it called the dive bar?
No,
I hope the liquor's good price there.
it's called the Shipwreck, and it is
Oh, that
literally
doesn't
a
sound
ship
good.
that
Is
had
it an actual? I was gonna.
yeah, it's a
is it an
literal
actual
ship that had
shipwreck?
washed up on its side, and they like cut it down to level and built a floor inside of it, and so it is a literal a dive bar inside of a shipwreck. A dive bar called the Shipwreck inside of a shipwreck.
All right, let's go see how much money it'll cost to make Dunce pass out again.
Excellent. And we'll pick up there from break. Seeing you guys back here in 5 minutes, 10:31. Sounds like a great plan. See you guys then.
Yeah.
So you all
Oh, it's been 10 minutes.
5.
Oh, 5.
Yeah, it has.
I don't know time.
Crazy. Time is a weird soup.
Yet you have a keen mind and you don't know time.
Cave dweller.
As you walk in, I literally cannot read this. What is wrong with? I cannot read my own handwriting. Didn't. Anyway,
I feel that.
because I scanned it into my computer and I can't read it. Give me a second. Okay. Behind the bar here, looks like a first glance, looks like a fairly distinguished like human kind of face behind the bar, polishing like a glass beer mug. Before you realize there are 2 tiny little satyr horns coming out of the top of their head. Inside the bar, when you guys walk in, various and sundry, a couple humans sitting here, a couple elves there, couple people dressed like dock workers, Loxodons, dock worker Loxodons. Those of you who don't know D&D, elephant people.
Loxodon workers.
Yes, thank you.
Oxodons.
Loxodons.
So they're elephant stevedores.
And so there's about 7 total people in the bar when you walk in, including the 2 Loxodons.
Is anyone playing cards?
No. They're there either face down in their food or face down in like a beer, just hunched over it, just not really acknowledging that anybody else is in this bar at this current time.
I think I'm gonna go find out how much some rum is.
The satyr looks down at you when you approach the bar, and you realize that they don't have irises. It's the pure black, like, pupils.
Got any rum?
2 silver.
2 silver? For how much?
A shot.
How about a glass?
Like a glass, and they'll hold something over the counter. It looks like it holds about like 4 shots in it.
Yeah, that'll do.
7 silver.
Okay, here you go.
Takes it. And
Dietrich will
all
sidle
the
up
way
to the
up
bar.
top. Slide it across. Well, hello there.
Just a shot of rum for me, and he'll hand the bartender 3 silver.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
You said 7, right?
Uh-huh. So what brings you to Karuri?
Well, our business is our own, but we are interested in rooms for the night.
Cool. I have 2 available.
How many beds in each one?
4.
Perfect. We'll take both.
1 gold, 4 silver each.
All right. So I hand over 3 gold.
Excellent. Slides you back the change.
Keep
with
it.
the 2 key. Oh, you again. Slides over the 2 keys. Don't get a lot of interesting travelers here. Mostly Pirates and wayward ships. You all look like you have a purpose here.
Well, perhaps we can tell you some of our business here, if you could be so kind as to help us with some information.
I'll see what I can do. Depends on what type of information you need.
We know there are 2 different ruin sites on this island,
Yes.
and one of them is one that no one comes back from.
Well, who did you hear that from?
Judging by your tone, I assume not the right people.
It's not that no one's ever come back from it. It's that they don't come back alive. They occasionally find bodies. Hell, once a person came back alive for a brief time.
No?
Yes. Mangle was
What
a
happened?
high hell. You could touch his knee to his... Well, actually, it's a bad example. You can normally touch a knee to an ankle. He could lick his own elbow. How about that?
Yeah, no, that seems odd.
Very.
What happened to this person?
I don't know. I only heard it secondhand.
He's still around.
Oh no, he died. Painfully. But he made it back to the village alive. On a stretcher. They heard him screaming all the way from the ruins. Back here.
Fascinating.
Yeah. Very. You seem like the adventuring type. I imagine you're talking about going.
What gave that away?
The shield with the eye on it, the sword. The person with a fucking wolf in my bar.
He's a good boy.
It looks like it.
Can he have some meat?
You can reach under the... Or pull up a stick of beef jerky, break it in two, and throw both halves over the bar. So
He just starts nomming.
Kinda gave it away. So that's your business then. You heard about these ruins and decided to dive into them? Thinking you're better than the others that have come before?
Alright.
Nice.
Let's just say we have other reasons, and those reasons aren't terribly important at the moment.
Fair enough. So, can I get anybody else in your party anything to eat else to eat or drink?
Yeah, I'll order dinner, I
Mhm.
guess. We haven't eaten all day.
I'll order dinner and a beer.
Dinner sounds good.
Beers. 3 silver for the huge pint and a half.
Nice.
Let's see. I've got fish wraps. I've got stuffed fish. I've got fish stew. I've got seabird wings.
Any red meat
Not on this
Or
island.
or fungus? Mushrooms.
I have some mushrooms in the stew, but I couldn't really take them out.
Just all whisper to Farza, like, just eat first, he said.
Oh, that sounds like a delicious idea. Just slightly, like, turn my head to look at you.
Fair, like, as soon as they came in, sort of sat down at the bar, like misery incarnate. They ask, how much for the fish stew?
It comes with a big thing, and it comes with this flatbread we make here with, I guess it's rice flour. It's like 4 silver for the whole thing. It's very good.
I'll give that a try.
All right.
Well, tell me more about the stuffed fish. What's it stuffed with?
Oh, some of the fruits from the farms and rice and these hot peppers.
Yeah, I'll have that.
Perfect. It's 3 silver for the half fish. If you want the full, it's 6.
3 sounds fine.
Perfect. What can I get the rest of you?
I'll take the soup.
Okay.
The soup.
Yes.
The stew.
Yeah. People always complain about hot stew on the island, but really, the heat cools you down. It's quite odd.
It makes you sweat.
Exactly.
I never minded the heat at all. I mean, look at me.
And out of
The heat never bothered me anyway.
Out of the kit, you never saw the orders go in at all, like in any way. And out of the kitchen walks like another satyr with a tray and puts it down and puts the soup in front of everybody who ordered it, and then puts the stuffed fish in front of you.
I'm just looking at the stew that they got.
It's got mushrooms and root vegetables in it, and seems to be thickened with like coconut milk.
Can I get that without the fish?
No, we make it in a batch daily, I'm afraid. I can have
Okay.
them try to not ladle a chunk of fish in, but it will still have the taste.
That will work.
Okay, I can do that for you. About a minute later, after they collect the money, the the fish will come out. The stew will come out, and it will just be mostly like veggies. One little tiny piece of fish stuck to the side of the bowl. But
So 6 silver for
so
beer and a soup?
this stew is kind of like a cross between like a fish chowder, but seasoned more like a fish curry. It's kind of a mishmash. It's a little odd, but it works. You know, they make do with what they have here. Your stuffed fish is spicy, but it's also sweet too, with the coconut pineapple in it. So it's pretty good. Anything else?
Dietrich is resistant to the fire damage of the spiciness. He'll eat any spicy food. Just
So, can I get you all anything else?
Not for me.
Well, if I can, you know where to find me, behind the bar. Walk over to one of the other customers at the bar and force them a drink. Starts chatting with them.
yeah. I think we'll just head up to the rooms. We're pretty tuckered out.
Okay.
As I'm eating this too, I'll pull the piece of fish out and I'll give it to Nibbles.
Cool. Kind of grabs it with their beak. Eats it. All right. Anything else you all would like to do before you go to bed this evening?
Did we find out if anything that we bought was magical?
Oh yeah.
I'd also like to ask about if we can get a map of the island, or if we know about
Oh, yeah.
like where the second ruins are, how long it'll take to get there.
You can ask Mish, the bartender. They're a couple hours to the west, near the base of the volcano. There's a trail there, even though it's hardly ever used. I have to read the definition of detect. Doesn't have to be a magical item, it just has to have a magical property to it, correct?
Yes.
Your stone is the only thing that you guys bought that was magical.
So Dietrich's thing for a sword is not.
Yeah.
Can't believe the tea set wasn't magical.
It just looked very tasty.
Don't
What
eat the
about
garnish, it'll kill you.
what about the what was it? Dwarven maiden. What was it?
The dwarven made brooch?
Maid brooch. Yeah.
Yeah, it was not magical.
Mm-hmm.
Not magical, just cool.
Very cool.
It's pretty cool, man.
Is anyone going to do anything with their items before they go to bed? Figure anything out?
I guess I'll take a closer look at the scabbard. You said it looked fake before.
It didn't look fake. The gems in it looked fake.
Can I tell on a closer inspection?
Make an investigation check.
Would identify help with anything?
Probably not.
I'll use a luck point because it's the end of the day. Fuck it.
Cool.
Nope, that's still just an 8.
So 15 or 12 passive?
Yeah, 12 passive.
It is a real old scabbard. Like probably a couple centuries old. Somebody just put fake gems on it or replaced real gems with fake ones at some point, maybe. For what purpose, you have no idea.
Perhaps the real gems were lost at some point and someone just put fake ones on it to try to get a better price.
Entirely possible.
Hey guys, it's
Okay.
real fake gems.
Yep.
What about the tea set? Do the types of mushrooms look familiar to someone who grew up in the Underdark?
They are extremely unfamiliar to somebody who grew up in the Underdark.
Oh, cool.
In fact, some of them have a little bit of iridescence in the pitch darkness.
Iridescence or bioluminescence?
Bioluminescence. There we go.
Okay, even
So they glow.
better.
Which somebody as well read as you. Possibly fey mushrooms?
Interesting. Well, that was quite a steal.
Yeah, you get the general idea that he does not know what he has, and he just likes selling stuff and having fun with it. Looking over your items.
I'm gonna look over the fire glass.
It is hot to the touch. Like, there is a reason it is in that metal case with that piece of glass over it, because even the glass is warm. Even with all the
Yeah.
insulation in it.
Lord, I wonder what I could do with this.
Okay. I have a very weird question. Who has the bag of holding still?
I do.
Okay. Thank you. I just I knew that Duds had it at some point. And I didn't know if it like transitioned at some point.
I think it was always Lucius.
Yeah, it was always.
I only borrowed it for 3 seconds.
Crime.
Oh,
Yeah.
crime, yeah.
For doing
I wouldn't say crime.
Very
Or
true.
crime.
It wasn't crime. We
I
needed
just-
that more.
Okay.
I-
Because you
I
did
It
just-
get
was
caught.
the dictionary definition of crime. Not that
No,
there's
I
anything
just
wrong with that.
I
just be
repurposed
honest
something
with
that
yourself.
wasn't being used into it being used. That's all I did. I just repurposed
True.
something.
So you guys gonna take shifts in the night, or when you guys take your long rest, or what?
Well, Fair only needs to meditate. They don't sleep because they're an elf, so they can take a shift.
And Amherst
You
is
can
the same
actually
way,
take
right?
2 shifts, and I can take 2 shifts, and everyone gets long rests.
Sounds good.
So who's
Yeah,
gonna
like if
Damn.
yeah.
So who's gonna take the first 2 shifts, and who's gonna take the last 2 shifts?
Ladies' choice.
Their choice.
Whose choice?
Their choice.
Their choice.
Bunch of fucking
Take the
ghouls
first
without
2.
the Guinness.
First 2? Okay.
Should alternate. First, third.
That's unfortunately not
can't.
how that works
I know.
with elves. That'd be
It
Why
was-
do you
cool.
need to stagger at all?
It
It's
was
like-
more just sarcasm.
No, I'm asking Ang, like, why do you need to stagger at all? Like, you each need a 4-hour long rest.
Yeah.
The rest of us need
Whoever's
an
saying we
8-hour
don't
long
have to
rest.
stagger.
Yeah, so like one of you does the first 4 hours, the other does the second
Yeah.
4 hours, and we're all good.
That's what we were saying.
That's why I said who
Yeah.
was doing the first 2 and who was doing the second 2, because it's 2 hours. Sorry.
I'll be on.
Okay. Yeah, I confused myself. I confused everybody.
Dang, it's your fault. Uh-huh.
So Fair is gonna take the first 2. All right. There's some debauchery in town that kind of winds down around like midnight. Other than that, it is relatively quiet until probably close to midnight, where you hear the sound of scuttling up the sides of buildings and stuff all over the place. Bamboo and palm and coconuts that have fallen on the ground kind of being crushed, and you're like, oh, it's the coconut crabs.
Crab people, crab people.
Tastes like crab.
which
Like
doesn't
people.
really go away. So it's a really good thing that you can just force yourself into a state of meditation. And it's a little bit jarring for Aang when he kind of, or Emrys when he kind of wakes up and you just hear like wood on wood. What sounds like wood on wood sound all over the place here. And then like a couple hours before dawn, it would slowly starts to recede as they go back into their hidey holes. It is very confusing. Such is the life of coconut crabs, though.
I wonder if they taste like coconut.
I think I read an article that says they taste very bad. Like, the reason there's so many of them and you see, like, the swarm photos is because, like, nobody eats them. I think that's a thing. Anywho. Yeah, having a diet depending on coconut crab can actually result in crab poisoning.
Crab poisoning.
Yep.
That's a thing. Wow.
Yeah, it has a carotenoid in it. That comes from their consumption of sea mangoes and sea cucumber. Also, fun fact, if you do get pincered by one, they won't release. They'll hold on until their target dies. So obviously it's just annoying and cutting into your skin as a human. So there are certain parts you can do that you can actually tickle them to get them to loosen their grip. Coconut crabs are amazing. Also, I feel like that was pure Brennan
Did you
Lee
just
Mulligan
say
bird
tickle
talk.
them?
Yeah, you have to tickle them. Also, I feel like that was the Brennan Lee Mulligan bird scene all over again.
Oh my god, that shit! You
No one
love
wants your
Brennan Lee
bird
Mulligan
facts,
too?
Brennan. Please.
Oh man.
Anyways, as you all wake up in the morning, what would you all like to do?
I'm gonna be downstairs with a beer already in my hand, just like nerve wracked from all the crabs.
Dietrich will just come bounding downstairs like, no, what an uneventful, restful sleep. Nothing happened, and no one there was nothing bothering us. It was just perfect.
Crabs,
Mish will
Dietrich.
kind of like tap Emrys on the
Crabs.
shoulder and be like, "Yeah, it never goes away. You never get used to it."
That was the most lovely sleep I've had in a while. For some reason, I was dreaming of the most wonderful rain to have ever graced my ears.
Wasn't
That's
rain,
different.
it was
That's,
crabs.
that's different from my dream, Lucius. I dreamed that a dozen beautiful women were just crawling all over me.
Oh my.
Fair comes and
There-
sits down right next to Emrys at the bar and casts prestidigitation to just make like the crab noise as quietly as possible.
Oh my god.
Mish will immediately like shoot
Just gonna
daggers
look
at
over
Fair.
like,
Really? I hear them enough. All in a look.
Oh, so it's a good impersonation then.
Yes. Ugh.
That wasn't rain, Lucius.
Hmm?
That was not rain, Lucius.
Are you sure?
Yes.
That was the crabs.
The crabs.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of crabs you have, but that was some wonderful rain for me.
Anyways.
Lucius, you can't just ask people what kind of crabs they have.
Oh, that is true. I'm so sorry. That was not my intention.
I don't know. It seems like a
Forgive me.
fair question.
I mean, we've got stone crab that came in this morning right now, but anyways.
Stone crab. Fascinating.
Good luck today.
Well, thank you. It sounds like we'll need it.
No offense, but can I have the keys to the room back in case?
Oh, of course.
Oh, true.
Much appreciated. I'll save them for you and won't rent them out to anybody else.
Hopefully, we'll see you tonight.
One can hope. All right. With that, are you guys off for the day? Before you leave the tavern, somebody roll for weather who's not Farzu.
Let me.
I'll do it.
Let me.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Today's weather is my fault. Ah, natural 20. Today's weather is extremely my fault. Two
Please
more, right?
roll 2 more d20s for me.
It's just a bummer because we're blowing all our 20s on stupid weather rolls.
Right? A
It's
6
like, man, we
and a
can't
7.
crit against something.
Okay.
It is a critically nice day.
It is going to be as hot as it was yesterday, and you can tell that by the humidity when you walk outside, which is made all the more oppressive by the fact that what small breeze there was has completely died, and there's no wind on the island today. And there are no clouds, so the sun is beating down on the trees and producing a lot of moisture.
Oh, hopefully we'll
It's
be
gonna
going
be
into the
sweatier
cave.
than the introduction to the first Indiana Jones movie.
That is kind of sweaty.
Right?
So I don't think you can probably enlighten me on tiefling physiology, but I imagine Dietrich doesn't sweat. The heat just kind of fuels him, like it's his natural habitat almost.
So it is to a point. Like, you couldn't go swimming in lava.
Sure.
I also forgot to roll for how much hotter it is seasonally than it normally
You
is.
can go swimming in lava. You just can't go swimming in lava twice.
Yeah. And to be fair, Dietrich could go swimming in lava for twice as long as the rest of you could.
Yeah, above game, even though it is spring on the island, because you guys are now in the southern hemisphere, it is going to be like 98 degrees today.
And rising?
No, just 98 degrees.
We'll be a different boy band tomorrow.
Correct.
Right?
I didn't want to say it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
They
That's
my
what And Rising was a reference to.
my uncle went to high school with the Lachey's.
Holy.
They lived the next town over.
I
Alright.
once dated a girl who was from Orlando, and she grew up across the street from Ken Griffey Jr., and down at the end of her street was I forget which one of the Backstreet Boys. I think Brian.
Brian is the one
Like,
from
same-
Cincinnati. If they're from Cincinnati, Brian's the one from Ohio.
No. Like it was like after they got famous.
Oh, okay.
So he had a house.
Because I think Brian
there.
is the one from Ohio.
It was all like the same, like
So,
gated community.
Totally random because I found the photos when I was looking through cleaning this house out when I moved in. I found my photos from when the Ninja Turtles were at Disney World at Hollywood Studio in 1993. And it was, in fact, during the window where two of the Backstreet Boys were two of the Ninja Turtles.
What?
That's amazing.
That was their job. While they were down at boy band school, which was a real thing. Anywho, survival.
I've never been to any of those places.
Survival checks to navigate successfully through the jungle. Making my way.
Listen, before I forget.
24.
Okay, the wand of sending is back up to full charges.
24. It gets the path gets completely erased in places. You can tell this is not used much. It exists purely for the dumb tourists that think they know better and are going to survive.
What a bunch of
Wait,
idiots.
are we the dumb tourists?
Are we the baddies?
Are we the baddies? Good skit. Eventually, you do see the ruins kind of breaking out into a clearing into the jungle. Vines from the jungle kind of growing into the area, not necessarily the trees. And there's a single solitary tiny entrance. You can hear the sound of running water kind of running down the side of the inactive or deceased volcano. And kind of running into where the ruins are. Vines growing over the entrance to this building, and you can even see some vines growing inside, like the cracks of the building, even from where you guys are standing. And it looks to be like a couple buildings attached to each other going into the distance, but you can't see much building beyond that because of the trees and canopy that lie beyond.
What does this volcano look like from where we're standing?
Definitely a volcano that at some point in the last 30 years has been active because there is like black lava flow on it that has not been completely eroded and started to make like those awesome like lava flow shapes that you typically see or think of when you think of a volcano. Not super tall, only a couple 100 feet. And because of the gentle nature of the slope, and because it has been a while, trees are starting to grow up about 2/3 of the way up it. So think like a wide volcano that gently slopes, not like the pointy volcano, the tall, slanted, pointy volcano.
Can I tell what it last erupted?
What kind of check would that even be? Make a nature check.
Nature?
Arcana.
This counts for a very special dice.
That one.
$13.
Okay. 2, 3, 4 decades ago.
Yeah.
All right. So who's gonna?
Well,
enter this?
here are ruins. Let's get inside. Maybe it's cooler there.
Do you think the ruins are air conditioned?
There's air conditioning?
They're
No,
at
this
least
world?
out of the sun.
it's just being stupid.
In game, there probably is actually fantasy air conditioning. It's fairly easy to make swamp coolers when you think about all the magic spells you have in D&D.
Yeah, you get one at the fantasy Costco.
Fantasy
You can
Costco.
create water. You
Custom
can create
trees.
water in the shape of ice, and then you just need to enchant a fan to always be spinning, and you have a swamp cooler. And then you just need to cast create water every so often in the form of an ice block in front of the fan. As you guys go inside, it is remarkably cooler because it is in the shade, and there is running water through the cracks in this place where the water's running off the volcano and through the ruins into these cracks. 4 or 5, 6 of them kind of interconnected. That drops the temperature about 75, which is what you imagine the jungle would be on a temperate day. The vines did grow into the building, and in a couple places where light does shine through, there's like little tiny pads of like sharper jungle ferns and like mosses that have grown in a couple piles on the rock where they seem to get the most sunlight that kind of directs through. At the end of the room, there is a giant stone door about 15 feet wide, about 15 feet tall. In the middle of it, there is a brass statue of like a big, probably about 15, 20 foot tall suit of armor. And then on either side, about 15 feet from the door on either side, there's another statue of knights on either side of the door.
What kind of race do they look?
Give me a second.
And also,
worries.
as this day is going on, whenever I look around and see somebody else looking really hot and sweaty, I'll just give them a little squirt from the decanter of endless water.
So you're gonna make everyone wet.
It's a spray bottle. It's a spray fan.
Yeah.
Love it. So this is what you guys are
It's like when you're at a ball game and you're really, really hot, so you take a few ice cubes and put them in your hat and then put your hat back
So
on.
when you guys enter, this is what you see through that was the entrance and in. And those are the cracks, and there are the door and the statue in the center of it, and the 2 statues on either side. So it's kind of far to tell from where you guys are currently. Barzu.
All right. About how far?
The room's probably about 50 feet from where you guys are right
50
now.
feet.
It's a fairly
I
big
can-
entry chamber.
So I could use my hawks to send him that way and use his eyes to see.
Yes.
Okay. I will do that. Because I'm curious on. I don't want to get too close to that, but I'm curious on what race of statues those are.
Okay. Okay. I will tell you when your hawk flies by them and kind of does a loop back to you, they're heavily armored and they have the full plate face masks on.
Okay. Do they look like they would be normally like human size or bigger?
The statues are the 2 knights on the statues are interesting proportionally.
Okay.
You could tell they are a medium-sized humanoid, but beyond that, because obviously there's artistic license and everything.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, do we want to get closer to the door?
First of all, what does the stone here look like? Does it look at all similar to the slate that the tablet is?
It is covered in soot and a thin layer of the lava flow that had come across this area currently. Hence the darker gray color of the ground.
Okay, so we can't really tell.
Yeah.
Do we see any writings or etchings on the walls that are in that same script as what the writing on the stone is?
Not from where you are standing currently. You don't see anything.
And do we notice anything about those two statues?
From this distance, other than the fact that there are two knights, one with a sword, one with a bow, no.
Might be a good
Cast
time
detect
for-
magic.
Yeah, I was just gonna suggest that.
Are you gonna take the time to do it, Emrys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Forgot I'm
Can
the
you-
only one with it.
I could do it too.
Okay.
Me too. I could do it as a ritual.
Everybody can do it as a ritual. Who has
Oh,
ritual
okay.
casting?
I can do
druids
it
and
once
wizards.
per long rest at will, just with my drow magic.
Okay.
So I can go
Oh,
ahead.
nice.
So it is a
I'm just gonna go ahead and cross that off the list of ritual spells to take later when I can do that. It's like
We
we're
can detect
good.
all the magic.
so that
We
No,
is
you
can-
might want to. You might want to leave it on there. We might die.
so that is your 30-foot range. So how would you like to move around the room?
Let's see, the green patches up ahead, is that like moss
That's where
like
the
low
moss
to the
and
ground?
the ferns have grown, where the sunbeams are coming through in the room.
Okay, so it's not like bushes or any sort of cover. It's just
kind of like
green
piles
stuff
of
on the...
rock where the ceiling had fallen in, and moss grew on the rocks.
Okay.
And while they are detecting magic, Dietrich will be just searching the room for traps if there are any.
Make an investigation check. So you just want to go forward.
I'll
to
let
detect the
Dietrich go first.
stand? Okay.
I'll use a luck point on that.
Okay.
Don't want to go alone.
14.
Not that you find. I hate to word it like this because there's no other good way. How close do you get to the center statue? And the door itself?
Well, now that you
Just
said.
close enough that I would expect
I'm
to be
talking
able
to
to detect
Dietrich when he's
magic.
detecting
Oh,
traps.
sorry. Right.
Or if he physically gets up and touches it to check for traps on the door too.
I'll try to. So each kind of land mass that's like cut off from the stream, I'll try to like be the first person onto each land mass just so
Okay.
I can take a look before they try to walk over there.
Okay. Yeah, you do not detect any traps if that is what you're doing.
Okay.
So I'll have you on this land mass. You want to get just close enough where you can get all three? Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. So that would be right.
At least like
Oh
one
my
of the
God.
ones on the side and the one on the door.
Yeah, you can actually get all three if you get a little bit closer at once.
Okay.
Like there. Where would everybody else be?
Uh,
I have a feeling I'd be up with Dietrich, but I'd be a wolf.
Okay. Like
I
a
got
couple, like a
gone ahead
little
and
bit
shifted.
behind where
Yeah.
he's checking for traps. Okay.
Yeah.
what do the walls look like? Are they brick?
very smoothed and worn down from the wind and rain here, but it is a stone similar to what the floor is, or what you imagine the floor used to be.
Okay.
Okay, so Nymeria.
I'm gonna stealthily go up.
Left side or right side?
Right side, right where the two waters meet there.
There.
Or yeah. Sorry, yeah. Up by that green, just
Oh.
before that green stuff.
Yeah, like
And I'm gonna
there. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
stealth into the wall.
Make a stealth check. Lucius, Nymeria, and Dunce.
I think Lucius is going to probably make sure the other two aren't, left out in the open.
Okay.
Dunce and Miria.
Okay.
No. That's way too far up.
No, I'm seeing where they're gonna go, and then I'll adjust you
Oh, okay.
accordingly.
Also, sorry, before you do more, Dietrich will, when we came into this room, he would have ignited his flame tongue sword just to have a light source.
Yeah, it is a little bit dim. It's still like not dim light, but it is dimmer. Okay.
I'll be just on the edge of the circle, like furthest away.
Like there. Or like there.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Okay.
So that's bright light in a 40-foot radius and dim for an additional 40 feet. So I think we can probably see in just about the whole room.
Yep. All right. So Dunce, where do you want to be?
Pretty much to the right of Nymeria.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll put Lucius kind of like there, centered on everybody. Move.
I think the bit. Sure, whatever. Why not?
I mean, I can move you back closer if you
We're
want
not
to.
going to run anything here. It's fine.
Okay.
Nat 20 for a 24.
Cool. You detect magic. The only thing magical in this room is the center statue.
That we're closer, can I see any writing on any of the statues?
There is writing on the door.
What school of magic is the center statue?
That is a very, very good question.
The School of Hard Knocks. The School of Rock.
School of Stiffness.
I literally have to look this up because I wasn't
Prepared.
No, I didn't think of this.
Therefore, you were not prepared.
Just look up Glyph of Warding and say whatever that school is.
It is transmutation or enchantment, from what I can find. It's one of the two.
Is the language, or so is the writing in a language I can understand? Without
No.
casting my spell?
No.
I will cast Comprehend Languages.
Are you getting closer to do this?
Do I need to?
Yeah, you can. I mean, it's even in bright light, like it's lettering, like it's not something.
Can I try
you
and
see from...
First, can I try and figure out like what spell exactly is on the statue?
Make an Arcana check.
Resistance?
I will use an inspiration to reroll that.
I was gonna say if Farzi assists you, you can roll with advantage.
Okay.
So there's your
Yeah, I got a
advantage
plus
roll.
7 to Arcana.
So now.
Oh, okay. You can take a shot too. Then I rolled an 11.
Okay. Can I take a shot at that?
Go for it.
I'll use one of my dice that I've rolled,
Okay.
and it will be a 27. Um, 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 um. Who's ready for a fight?
That's going to be fun.
How tall is this statue? This middle statue?
About 20 feet tall.
Good lord. Yeah, that's a golem of some kind. Oh, owie.
You now hear, as you guys have gotten close enough to it, gears turning and it unlocking and unlatching itself from the wall, and off of its back, what you thought was part of the wall behind it chinks into place like some kind of like arcane gun on this thing as its other arm turns into a hammer. And I need everyone to roll initiative, please.
Oh yeah.
Oh, why did we go anywhere near that thing?
So above game. That is about how tall it is. That is, and that's about how lanky it is. But that is not like its physical stature. I'll get rid of that for the sake of everything.
so
right now.
Did I not cast the comprehend languages?
I will say you.
Never got close enough.
Yeah, you never
Or-
got close enough to see if you could read it, so you don't have to burn the spell slot or the comprehend languages.
Okay.
Just because I know it only lasts a minute, right? Or is it 10 minutes?
Comprehend languages?
Yeah.
An hour.
Okay, so you could have cast it if you wanted to and have it after combat.
Well, I only have one spell slot, so I was just wondering if I'm gonna
Yeah.
have it available.
Yeah. All right.
I'll try not to use that spell slot during combat because I know that there's a thing to read later.
Anybody over 20?
25.
Jesus.
Natural 19 plus 6.
20 to 15.
19.
16.
20. I got a 20.
20 as well.
Okay, now I have to erase stuff. Okay. Oh, you're good.
Sounds like a you problem.
It is definitely a me problem.
Was it because I spent an inspiration to reroll and then got worse?
Now what'd you get?
A 6.
You take the higher number on inspiration, so.
Oh, the higher number? Okay, then
Yeah.
it's 7.
That was a 19 for Nymeria. Who am I missing?
Me, I got a 9. I'm sorry, an 8. No, 9. It's +4.
Okay, I have D1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, who am I missing? I have Dietrich, Lucius.
Did you get my
Barnes.
16?
I did not get your 16, thank you. I had to rewrite because I had the two 20s and the 19 altogether, and I didn't give myself enough spacing there.
Also, you need to put Albert out, please.
Oh, I do need to put Albert out.
I guess Nibbles too, eh? Even though he's going to be flying high and out of the way.
Yeah, that's
The
why
Nibbles
I don't.
doesn't attack, does he?
No, but
He
he can do the assist
can.
action. Is his name Albert?
Mine's Albert, yeah.
Okay. I didn't know what to name it, so I just had it as an Seer Drake.
They literally asked Nymeria's first session what his name was.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And I
So
pulled it out
Dietrich, Lucius, Farzu, Nymeria, Emrys, Dunce, and Fair. Dietrich is up first with Lucius on deck.
I'm gonna run up to the golem, I
Okay.
suppose.
Okay.
And how much movement was that?
20 feet.
20?
Yep.
You said?
Yep.
Okay. I'll bonus action Hexblade's Curse.
Cool.
Yep, and then do a Booming Blade.
Cool.
That's cocked. Luck point. Okay, that's a 24 to hit.
Correct. That hits.
So I get sneak attack and the flame tongue and my weapon die and booming blade.
Please break down the damage for me.
Okay. 9 fire,
Okay.
6 thunder,
Okay.
and 20 magical piercing.
Oh, so your sneak attack is damage is part of the piercing?
Yeah.
Cool. That does not seem to do damage to it. It
None
burns
of it?
and the lightning wrecks through it, but none of the piercing damage seems to go through.
Even though it's magical, huh?
Mhm.
Alright, I'm gonna back up my other 10 feet of movement.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Cool. Lucius.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. For the rest of you guys, to make this a little bit simpler and contrast and not waste people's turns, you see his blade bounce off and like the fire and the lightning kind of go through its bot, like hit off the metal, and the lightning kind of, or the thunder kind of dents the metal, and the fire kind of burns it. But the piercing damage, it didn't even leave a scratch mark on the armor. Like you can tell that from that distance.
Can I somehow try to identify what this thing might be, or maybe from past historical stuff, or maybe I recognize it somehow? Find a weakness.
Make a history check for me.
History, history, history. That. That's a 23.
Okay. Back in your day, there were constructs that were immune to damage from blades or weapons unless they were made of adamantine and mithril. And judging by what you just saw, this might be one of them.
I relay it to the group by shouting, I think that thing might be immune to anything save for adamantine mithril. Yeah. That's going to be a problem. My sword is not. Uh, hmm. I'm going to put. I'm gonna run up and then put my echo in front of the golem, hopefully to maybe distract it somehow.
Okay. So you're gonna take your full movement so you can get within 15, or 3/4 of movement to get within 15 feet for the golem.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. I'll put it right there between. Do you want it on this side of the water? So it's blocks all the party, or more like on the same side Dietrich is and block it that way.
That way, yeah. What
Okay.
you just did.
Okay. Farzu and then Nymeria.
What would be the creature type?
Construct,
It's
probably.
a construct.
Construct?
Yep.
Okay. So that won't work for me.
Well, we can change it if it doesn't work for you.
Well, I can't get
It's now a
protection from
fiend
it,
and a
so-
CR14 demon. Congratulations.
Oh, we did it, guys!
Anyway.
Fuck, now my piercing damage works, but the fire damage doesn't work.
Oh boy.
It's always something.
Always something there to remind me, man.
I am gonna. How far am I from it?
About 35 feet.
All right.
Actually, 40 feet?
All right. Well, as long as I'm within 120 feet, I'm pretty good. I'm gonna cast Magic Missile at level 2.
Okay.
So 4d4s.
Yep.
For 10 damage.
Okay. They dent the armor, every single one of them.
And then I guess that's pretty much it that I'm going to do.
All right.
'Cause I can't bonus action to hide.
Yep. Nymeria and then Emrys.
So the fire did go through?
Yes.
Alright. I need to move up to be within 30 feet of the creature.
Easy enough to do.
And then I'm gonna produce flame.
Okie dokie.
19 to hit.
19 will hit.
2d8 fire damage. $11.
Okay. Hits him and kind of you see like the shine on some of the metal kind of disappears. It's replaced with this burn mark from where the produce flame hit.
As a bonus, my bonus action, Albert's gonna go up and try to bite it.
Okay. Whoa. Sorry.
Albert won't break his teeth on it, will he?
God, I hope not.
Just dismiss him and resummon him. He'll grow them back.
I'm trying to find the stat block.
It's your proficiency bonus plus 2, I believe.
So 5 plus 17 is 23.
That will definitely hit.
Yeah, but see, I don't have the stat blocks now. I don't know what the damage is either.
1d6 plus your proficiency.
Oh, I have to
bonus.
click it. This is so stupid. So 6.
Piercing damage?
Yeah.
It does not go through. He kind of bites down, realizes it's not going to work, and pull off before he breaks his teeth, his little teethies.
But at least he's flanking.
That's true. Emrys, you're up.
Thanks, Rai. Thanks a lot.
Says the only person in the party with a weapon made out of mithril.
I wasted a whole entire shapeshift, though.
Yep.
Oh, I am shifting back.
Okay. That's your bonus action.
Let's see. Sorry, one sec.
I was gonna say, I think you have the second best damaging spell behind Nymeria.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm okay. I threw you guys for a loop.
And what damaging spell are you even talking about?
Primal Savagery.
Yeah, but it's an action, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna move into melee range. Or as far up as I can get.
Yeah, but your Primal Savagery is an attack, so yeah, you can get within 5 feet.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I misread that. I thought I had to use that before using an attack. Yeah, so we're gonna Primal Savagery.
Okay.
That's gonna be a 16 to hit.
That will just miss.
And then I guess my dog's gonna move up and just basically stand there.
I mean, you can keep him out of melee if you want to.
Oh God, he's staring at him menacingly.
Like there? Like there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Alright, so after the golem goes, it's Dunce and then Fair.
Oh, I get to go. Yay.
Okay, I need... Hold up, I actually need to figure this out. So objects, same... That is not 15 feet. Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm only moved back from him 10 feet, so I should definitely
Yeah.
be in it.
Yep. I think the scale is like there. That looks right. So I need... Sure, I can get it to work if I put it on his body. Yeah, I will need Emrys and Dietrich to make a dexterity saving throw, please, as from one of his joints, a scalding hot release of steam and a 15-foot cone comes out of his body.
I'll use my last luck point.
Okay.
19.
23.
Okay. Both of that saves. So you guys take half damage, which is 10.
What type?
Fire.
So I take 5.
5. Yeah.
I'm gonna take 5 too, because I'm gonna absorb elements.
Cool.
Well, fine. I won't react and save you guys some damage.
As a bonus action, you see his arm lock in, the one with the hammer on it, and you hear like a spring release, and the hammer flies out like flat side, boom, to Dietrich. I'm pretty sure a 13 misses though.
My AC is 20.
Yeah, so you kind of duck out of the way of it, and as it comes back and he locks it into his body, boom, swings to the side into Emrys. That will definitely hit. For 17 bludgeoning damage.
I'll use a reaction to subtract a d6 from it.
Okay.
Or sorry, d8.
Yeah.
Is it the d8? Yeah. 7.
Cool. So you take 10 points of damage instead, Emrys. And then Dunce, it's your go.
I'll cast slow on him.
Okay, so what is the save on that?
Wisdom 15.
Okie dokie. That's 16. So he will save.
Cutting words it.
Damn it.
I don't think I can.
No.
I don't
You
think
could
I can
silvery
use the
barbs it, but I think you already used your.
But I
Oh
get
no,
a
no,
reaction.
his
Yeah,
turn just
you get your
happened, so his
reaction back.
reaction just happened, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you could
silvery
you could
barbs
barbs
it.
it.
Okay, so what do I have to do? Reroll?
Yeah, and you have to use the lower one, and I will give advantage to Farzu on his next roll.
Nat 20, so I'll use the 16 that saved the first time.
Alright. And yeah, I guess I'll just hang out there. I assume I'm within 60 feet of him. Yeah, you said the
Oh,
room was 50
geez.
feet.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
the room is like 50 feet across. It's like 80 feet deep, but you are
Oh, okay.
over the halfway point. So
Okay.
5 feet
Yeah, I'll
forward.
just hang there.
Cool. There you are up.
They will cast a card trick at it. Throw a card.
Okay.
That's an 18 to hit.
That will hit.
All right. What
should-
flavor is the card?
Know the AC now. I love
Right,
the card flavor.
And then like all the shit goes like on top of the thing that I'm trying to read. So it is
Yeah.
2d6 and it's cold damage.
Ooh.
11 cold damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
Okay.
And I will move a little bit to the right, just like maybe 5 or 10 feet.
Cool.
Yeah, that's good. And I'm done.
All right.
How's the thing looking?
It has taken some hits, but it looks like it's going to take some more hits before it goes down. Like,
Okay.
it has definitely taken some damage, and some of the joints have taken damage. And it's dented, but it's still pretty chonky at this point.
Okay.
Dietrich and then Lucius.
Yeah, I don't really get the sense that this guy's gonna be hurt by psychic damage. I guess I'll try it, and then we'll know. I'll mind sliver him.
Don't even bother.
Cool.
Construct is immune to psychic.
But it's not immune to the secondary effect of mind sliver, so he still has to save.
Correct. So what do I have to roll?
Intelligence DC 15.
That is a 5 minus 4 for a 1.
Okay, so he subtracts a D4 from his next saving throw
Cool, it is over
before the
on
end of
the sheet.
my next turn.
Cool.
And I will Um. So is that on the map, like the long like doorway
Yeah.
statue area?
Yep.
Did all of that become animated and it's him?
Just
or
the statue in the center, the brass statue that matches the other two. That's what came out. So
Okay.
the entire door is still there. It's just the thing in the center of it. It detached itself and came out to attack you.
So if I run
Oh.
like behind the wolf to like that area
There,
yeah, like right in there,
where the door
can
juts
I
out.
bonus
Yes. Yeah.
action hide
Yes.
there?
Yeah.
Cool. Done.
It comes
That's
out
my
about
turn.
5 feet to the room, so you have enough room space.
Okay.
Cool. Alrighty. Lucius and then Farzu.
All right. Lucius kind of like cracks his knuckles since he can't use his sword. He's gonna have a bit of fun with his uh ring of the ram. And so he's going to walk up and he's gonna yeah, I can use an action to expend one of 3 of its charges to make a ranged spell attack against that creature with a +7 bonus to hit. So
And
okay.
above game, you could spend all 3 on one if you really wanted to.
Hell yeah.
Cool. You have to roll the hit first before you decide, and it's +7, I believe.
Yeah, let me do that. 22.
22 will hit.
Okay. And then the second attack is a 10. That's not gonna hit.
It's
Oh,
it's
boy.
1 attack.
I can't use my
Yeah. So the ring itself is the whole action to use and make the 1 attack.
Okay.
So that's why you can
Then-
expend all 3 charges on 1 hit if you want to.
Oh, I see. Okay, I'm just gonna use 1 charge.
Okay, so it's
So is that-
2d10 force damage.
Okay, cool.
I totally forgot you had that on you. Wow.
I forgot too. That's a fatty 18. Holy shit. That's
Oh my
first.
god. 2
That's a good
nines?
first impression. No, actually 8 and a 10.
Oh man, it's even better.
Nice.
Cool. Did you just hear this gigantic clang sound as this thing hits the side of this and the construct kind of goes up on like one leg and then back down, kind of like hear like gears locking itself back into place in its spot. Any movement?
No.
Okay. Farzu and then Nymeria.
I'm just gonna say this real quick. The labyrinth.
What?
You ever watch the labyrinth?
The really scary movie.
The
Yeah.
labyrinth.
Yeah, Labyrinth. What's up?
The door and the creature in the middle of the door that pops out. The golem that pops out in the middle of the door.
Man, why do you have to give
To
everybody
the
my
goblins.
Why do you have to give away my secrets about how I fucking make this stuff up?
I fucking love it though. I really
Come
do.
on.
Magic missile level 3.
Okay. The movie that everybody watches just to see David Bowie's gigantic codpiece.
Oh yeah.
I did not watch
that's
it
the
for that
iconic
reason.
part.
Yeah, how do you know it's a codpiece?
I imagine it's not, to be honest with you. But that's just
Maybe
personal
David
headcanon.
Bowie's. Maybe David Bowie's just. He's just got a hog. You don't know.
To do the
I'm
things
going
he
to-
did with their career, definitely did. How
I'm
much
gonna use
damage?
a sorcery point to reroll one of my die.
Okay.
My damage dice.
Okay.
That's 1 better than 1. 2, 4, 6, 8, 11.
Oof. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
3 2s, 4 2s and a 3.
Okay. Nymeria, it is your turn, but give me literally 10 seconds. Okay, I have a fan now because for some reason it's hot in my room and I have my AC set at 70. Nymeria, you're up.
I am going to produce flame again.
Cool.
No, it's hot. It's fire.
What if it's blue flame though?
Ooh. 24
It
to
was
hit.
even hotter. What are you talking about?
Yeah, blue flames are still fucking hot.
24 to hit.
Yeah.
In fantasy,
more
blue
hot.
flame means it is cold fire. Got a problem
That's
with it?
so
Take
the
it up with
DM
J.R.R.
was.
Tolkien.
Okay, I
That's
got
that's so he claims. Oh, great. Yeah.
8
Yes,
and a
sir.
7, so 15 fire
Holy
damage.
shit. Okay.
And
It is
as-
starting to show some signs of damage now.
as my bonus action, I am gonna cast spiritual healing or healing spirit.
I totally forgot to download it. Okay, where are you putting it?
Right behind. Is that Dietrich and the Echo?
Dietrich is over there, the Echo is there, and that's Emrys and your Drake.
Yeah, Dietrich.
Okay. There?
Yep.
Cool. Let me make it larger. There we go.
It's supposed to be like a fey creature, or like a shimmering wolf or some shit.
Yeah, I'll find something cool for it.
So that's it, because Albert's not going to try again.
Okay.
Albert knows what's up. He ain't doing this shit.
Right.
Albert could still take the help action or something. Whatever you want.
That is true. I want to
No,
read.
because I just used my bonus action instead.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I also want to read
I-
something on the Drake Companion. It does
think if
say
you don't
another.
command
Okay,
it-
I was thinking maybe he could infuse his own strikes, but it clearly says what another creature.
Mm-hmm.
I was holding on.
But,
I was holding on for hope.
There's no
But if
hope.
you don't, so if you don't command it, it just takes the dodge action. So
Right.
So because Primal Savagery is a melee is a spell melee attack, do you want to move Albert out of melee range? Or no, keep him in.
I wouldn't know that, so I
Yeah,
guess
that's
keep
fair.
him in.
Okay, cool. Emrys, and then Dunce after the Golem.
You already know I'm Primal Savagery.
Oh, I know.
That's 27 to hit.
That will definitely hit.
For 11 poison.
That's not poison. Or is it?
Corrosive.
That's acid. Sorry, I just accidentally clicked.
It's
on the
acid,
spell
yeah.
sheet, yeah. So 11
It's
points of acid.
acid.
Yep. Cool.
It's not really cool. It's more it burns.
It burns a little bit. Stings. Argo's not doing anything because he's not gonna get hurt.
Okay. Okay. Now I gotta figure out some stuff.
Ruh-roh, Scooby.
Do-do-do-do.
Oh, and Rai.
Mm-hmm.
I absorbed elements on his last attack, so I have 1d6 of damage to do back to him. Of
Oh.
fire.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that's 4 more fire added. I forgot that.
I'm gonna do that. Final answer. So how much was the damage? 4?
Yeah, so it's 15 total.
Okay. Great. I need Lucius, Emerus, the wolf, and Dietrich to make strength saving throws. I need Nymeria and Dunce to make constitution saving throws. And then I need Fair and Farzu to make dexterity saving throws.
14 strength.
Okay.
17
19.
strength.
Sorry, 19. What did you get, Emrys?
17.
And what did your wolf get?
Wolf got a 17 as well.
Okay. 17.
Why couldn't I get Constitution saving throw?
17 saves. So Lucius, the wolf, and Emerus all take half, which is 11 points of cold damage.
I'm absorb elements at rank 3.
Cool. Dietrich will take the full damage.
Casting absorb elements doesn't do anything.
Because you already halved it. Right?
No, just factually, upcasting the spell doesn't do anything.
Yes, it does.
Oh, it gives
I
you more
rolled
damage on the-
3d6.
Yeah, it gives you more damage on the return back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot about that part.
So, Dietrich, you take the full 22 points of cold damage. What did you roll again? At 14? Okay, so you will only take 1 level of exhaustion. As, by the way, the cannon that he had on his shoulder kind of turned up and lobbed out these 3 things. One
No.
cold, one blue, boom.
Only
One
took
kind
one-
of blue, and
We
then
took the
like
test strip out of
a
yours.
light blue, a dark blue, and then like a red. So Nymerian Dunce, what did you get?
Who?
14.
I moved it. I think it was a 16. Yeah, 16.
Okay, so that will both
Mr.
fail. So you guys will both take 17 points of lightning damage and are incapacitated.
Oh shit.
Can't take actions, or reactions. Fair and Farzu on the dexterity saving throws.
Fair got a 16.
I got a 19.
All right. That is 24 points of fire damage. And because it came from a projectile, there is now also flaming oil on you. It is going to keep burning you.
Who?
Both of you.
Really?
Yes.
19 didn't save?
Oh, you had a 19?
Yeah.
Sorry,
19.
you are still on fire though, but you only take half, which is 11. Or 12,
Okay.
sorry. It was 24. Above game, you have to take your action to douse the flames that are currently on you. Or take 1d10 fire damage at the end of your turn.
Can my hawk blow out the fire?
It says the player must take an action, so I do not
Oh.
believe it can. All right. So Dunce, at the end of your turn, you can repeat your saving throw.
Well, I mean, if 16 didn't do it, there's almost no way. Yeah. Okay.
I was gonna say I don't know what your con is, so
0.
okay. I mean 17 or higher on the die does it, but
Oh. Yeah. Well, there's almost no way for me to. So
okay.
I rolled a 3. So
Fair is up, and then Dietrich.
Put out fire on self.
Cool.
And is like the ground on fire? Do I need to move at all?
No, it just stuck to any creature
Okay.
in the range.
Let's see. Is there anything else? I
Should
can
add some
do?
chocolate milk to that.
weird conversation not to hear the whole story of.
I would love some chocolate milk right now.
Rub
I-
some
I've
bacon
watched
on it.
Chocolate milk.
I'm lactose intolerant, and I thought this milk said it was lactose free, and let's just say I found out it
Instead
wasn't.
it's chocolate.
In
You misread
chocolate.
lactose free as chocolate.
Let's see. With my bonus action, I will manifest my nice spell deck next to, or kind of like behind the golem thing.
Oh, there it is.
What?
Oh, you found the-
Manifested spellbook. I knew I saved it for one of the campaigns as an enemy.
Oh, cool.
See,
Neat. Well, mine is deck.
there is
deck
not
cards,
space
but-
behind the golem because it is against the wall.
Oh, okay. Is there space like in melee range with it?
Yeah, I'll say you can get in between the echo and actually the echo died on the steam thing. Auto-magically. So yeah, you can get in melee range. I totally forgot.
It's
about that.
intangible and it doesn't occupy its space.
So yeah, you can get in behind it too.
Okay. All right. And that is my turn.
Cool. Dietrich, you're up.
Right, start of my turn, I'm gonna heal from the healing spirit.
Cool.
That's a D6.
Yep.
2.
Nice. Wait, is mine sliver
Is
an
that
infinite loop?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Because it's until the end of my next turn, but I'm not. If he is immune to the psychic damage, it's not worth
Yeah.
it. So I'm just gonna. You said the manifest mind does not occupy its space. It's like incorporeal.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna run into that space
Okay.
and booming blade him again.
Okay.
Nope, that's a natural 1.
Okay, I was gonna say it a +2, but okay.
I'm gonna use a point of inspiration actually.
Okay.
So with the +2, that's a 19.
That will hit.
Okay. So I'm just gonna roll the fire and thunder because
Giggity.
no, he doesn't take the piercing.
Yep.
That's just 5.
Okay.
Lame. And then I'll
Same for
run
mine.
back the way I came as far as I can get.
Yeah, you can. It's like 15 feet to do that. So
Okay. Then I'll bonus action hide again.
okay. Great. Lucius.
Is there any way to disable those some of that machinery somehow?
Kill him.
Kill them. Still.
Hope I
some,
don't roll a
interesting
6 on the
concept.
G6 when it's his turn, so I can do it again.
All right.
mean, you can't make it any worse for me.
All right, Lucius is going to use the last 2 charges in his ring, the ram ring thing.
You roll the spell attack before you decide to use both of them because you get to do that on the ring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
decide
the
afterwards.
wording on it. Yeah. Well, you have to use
That's-
one, but you can expend an additional charge too from how the wording is.
That's a nat fucking 20.
Cool.
Does that crit or no? There's no crit.
It is in fact a attack roll with a +7 bonus. On a hit for each charge you spend, the target takes 2d10 force damage. It is a crit, but because it is a ranged spell attack, it is 4d10 doubled. It's not 40 plus 4d10. No, wait, it is 40 plus 4d10. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's fucking great.
Jesus Christ.
Holy
I
shit!
think that just won the fight.
Yeah, so it's 40 points of damage plus another 4d10.
All right, let's roll this. Okay,
Oh my God.
well that's
Oh, you
not as
used 2
impressive.
charges on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used the rest of my 2 charges. Okay.
Nice.
So it's gonna be a 10, 5, 6, and 2, so 23.
So 63 points of damage.
Fuck.
That is a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing about the better criticals rule is that it makes spell attacks broken.
Like,
Because weapon attacks are all like you roll 1 die and add a modifier. So like having max on the die doesn't really matter a whole lot. But like for spell attacks where it's just like roll 3d10 or whatever,
Yeah.
it just gets stupid if you crit.
But it
like,
also
with Guiding
means
Bolt.
that spells against you crit like that too.
Yeah.
Which is when it gets fun. How would your Spectral Ram's Head like to do this thing?
I think Lucius just kind of like awkwardly aims it like, it's like, heart, like Captain Planet,
Fucking
and then he
Captain
just like,
Planet just hold it out.
yeah, it's like, I guess I've never used this before. It was the second time I've used this, and then it just like,
Just a gigantic
Falcon punch.
Falcon punch Ram's Head comes out. And it just
Yeah.
completely dents the chest of this thing, and you just hear gears breaking and springs cracking as it kind of like and kind of like falls down like 10 feet in front because it stumbles trying to get its feet back underneath itself before it falls down dead.
There's just like a bowling pins noise.
Yeah, pretty much.
a really, really tall bowling pin.
Kind of.
Oh.
I heal 5 from Hexblade's Curse.
Good for you.
Well
the
then.
incapacitation will end, by the way, when it dies.
Lucius kind of looks at his ring. Perhaps I should learn more magic. My gosh. I'll make some more of these or get some more of these rings.
Anywho.
Does anybody else want the healing spirits last 2?
Is the healing spirit still there from me being incapacitated?
Is it concentration?
Yes.
Then no.
That's what I thought.
All right.
What was it still there on my turn? Or should it have gone should it have been dropped before that?
If I dropped before that, then it dropped before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was gone.
Yeah, it was
before
gone.
yours.
I'm deducting 2 hit points then.
Cool.
So I'm gonna go over to Fair. If we're Fairfin. If we're out of initiative,
You guys
and I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds at rank 3.
Thank you.
You have
I'm gonna
what? You
pat
had what?
myself
You had what,
down to get
4
rid of the
HP?
fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a little singed. They cast prestidigitation and like fix all of their clothes and brush all the soot off.
Okay.
You get 22 back.
Thank you.
Holy shit.
So just to put out fire, I just pat myself down, right?
Yes.
Or do I roll around like a mad person in the
Nope.
water? Actually, I jump in the water.
Yeah, that also
Stop,
works.
drop, and roll.
Just kidding.
I mean,
It's oil. No, I'm kidding.
Then I'm gonna be nice and I'm gonna go up to Dietrich and give him a rank 1 cure wounds. I'm just touching everyone. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
Please.
Can I search that golem?
Take 12 back.
His
Certainly.
gears.
Well, thank you.
Certainly. What are you looking for? Anything specific?
Would I know how this golem is? Like how it came? Like what would have made it come to life?
I would say no.
Okay.
Would I know if why the golem?
But I knew
would
what
come
it
to life?
was.
You kind of knew what it was in passing.
Okay. Can I
Um,
find whatever magical thing was in it?
you can certainly try. Do you have Tinker's tools?
I do. I think.
But you have proficiency with Tinker's tools.
Oh wait, maybe I don't. I thought I did.
I do not have Tinker's tools.
I had some other tools.
Um,
I'm just
Oh,
thinking herbalism.
While this is all going on, can
Yeah.
I get a
I guess I don't.
better look at that text
yes.
by the door?
Yes.
And I did not use any of my spells, or I did not use my 1 spell slot during the fight, so I'll comprehend languages now.
Cool. The text on the wall says only friends of the general may enter.
So we need to find Shaquille O'Neal.
Make an investigation check as you read it.
8, so passive 12.
Okay. There's got to be some way to open the door. You don't see a lever. You don't see a keyhole.
There is an odd basketball hoop, though, asking to be dunked on. No, just kidding.
Wait, was that
Oh, you
really,
made
that
door.
was that really Shaquille O'Neal's nickname?
No.
No,
I was thinking
he's
of
on the
commercials he
commercial.
does for the general.
Oh,
Yeah.
Car
God.
insurance. Sorry, that was a dumb joke.
Whoosh.
But
But I do speak Elvish.
Yeah.
So I will just say the Elvish word for friend and see if that works.
No.
It's worth a shot.
see something.
Melon.
So that would be a dexterity check for Farzu with disadvantage because you don't have Tinker's tools.
I'm gonna go give him guidance.
Okay.
What does guidance do again? Sorry.
1d4
Add
added.
D4.
1d4 added. And I take the lowest number, right?
Mm-hmm.
And 1d4 added.
Yep.
It would be 18
Okay.
because I rolled a 15 and a 19, and the d4 gave me 2.
You can't find what's magical about it or what created it or what did this, but you do find somehow, even with all the damage you took on that to the last and falling into the water and everything, 3 undamaged cogwheels.
I'm gonna stick those in my pocket.
How big is your pocket? Don't
Is that
answer.
a cogwheel in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
Hey, can I get one of those?
Would you
My
like
dog
to
needs
find
a new
out?
chew toy.
What is this made out of?
Brass, copper, something or other.
While they're doing
It's
that, does anybody
mighty-
else need any heals?
Where are the heels?
And how much do they weigh each?
About 2 pounds.
2 pounds? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
there's
I'm
3
at
of them.
Dunce. I'm at 40 out of 50 right now. I'm probably all right.
Okay.
For the time being.
He's the general as long as you didn't need to hit 3 throws.
Are you guys having troubles opening that door?
Yeah, could you figure out how to open it? So the text on it says only friends of the general may enter.
Well, I could just
Who's
knock on
who's the general? Is that familiar to anyone? Who's the general?
Is that familiar to Lucius?
No.
Nope.
Is that not
familiar
the
to
guy
me,
that we
but-
ran into outside the thing on the mountainside? Wasn't he a general?
Is he not the one who told us to come here? Yeah.
Can I just go knock on the door? And cast knock?
I'd like to back up.
Yeah, you gonna cast knock?
Yeah.
Yeah, the door opens.
Well, shall we go in, everyone?
Why not?
Before we go in, can I take a look at those other 2 statues of the knights?
Make an investigation check.
Also bad. It's a 12 for my passive.
There's bronze cast statues of 2 knights.
They don't look like they're gonna pop to life and start shooting us. Or...
They do not.
They didn't detect as magical, so
Cool.
at least they won't be the same as the other one.
Yep.
I guess it looks like Fair can keep their spell deck out indefinitely, so
I believe so.
it will. They will change it to the figure of the Fool card.
All right. So this is what you guys are looking at when you walk into the next room. A
Is that
staircase that goes down into a pool of water about 120 feet down.
A stepwell.
So it just keeps going down and down and down
Yeah, so this will
around the room.
Yeah, so one map, but it's like this staircase about 6 times down.
So just counterclockwise around it 6 times.
Yep.
I look over the edge. What do I see?
120
Glory.
feet down. Take a point.
Wait, what did you say?
Glory.
You see a pool of water from this high up, and with how dark it is down there, you have no idea how deep it is, but there's water down there.
Can I just use my winged boots and float down there and shine my sword around and light the area up a little bit?
Light it up.
See what it looks like on the bottom?
At the bottom, around the edge of the pool, there is the same kind of stone that you saw up top. A little bit less gray and charcoal from the volcano, a little bit of a bluer color. And there are 3 different doors leading 3 different directions at the bottom of it.
I'll fly back up and report my findings.
Okay.
Do we want to go down there?
I don't see any other way forward. Unless you want to go for a dip.
I'm going to make you make another investigation check at the bottom of that pool.
I don't think he can swim.
Can't swim.
That's
You're gonna
a
make
big
But I can
me
feather
make another
fall.
investigation
Yeah,
check.
yeah.
That's a 13.
Okay. 25, 30 feet deep water, maybe? Doesn't seem to be anything swimming in it, from what you can see, before you came back up.
I mean, you could try it. I am 100% sure something awful will happen if you do, but be my guest.
Ain't jumping into the water. I can't swim.
I would recommend not jumping into deep water then.
Goldfish.
That was from 1,000 feet, not 100.
I know.
Ryra might actually have the dice for that, though.
Not out, but I definitely do.
Matt's like, I don't have enough dice for this. And they're like,
Actually, hold up.
what?
Actually, hold up. In my mini D6 container, I have 36 dice. So yeah, I do actually have enough dice to roll it.
Well, yeah, because it's only, what, 10d6 from here?
No, I have 1,000 feet. I would have enough to roll as somebody.
Oh,
did
yeah,
that.
yeah. I was just saying this isn't too bad.
Yeah. What do you guys want to do?
I'm not as worried about the fall or the swimming of it all. I'm more worried about what creepy, weird, magical thing triggers when the water is disturbed.
Indeed.
Might have to face the treacherous depths of Moria.
What happened in the labyrinth after they got past the door?
Suppose we should just take the long way down.
I wonder can I just flip a copper piece into the water and see what happens?
Yeah, certainly.
I'm detecting a copper piece.
You just hear splash, cutting through the dead silence of this place. And nothing else for right now.
Oh, ominously suspicious.
Well, there's a lot of stairs. Shall we walk down? Or did we already do that? And I was being distracted.
We might as well start walking.
Yes.
That's what these boots were made for.
So these boots were made for flying.
Well,
We
isn't
need
somebody a
boots.
fancy pants?
Okay, so what is the marching order?
I'll take point.
Okay.
I'll go kind of behind him to one side so somebody else can be next to me. Do the flying V.
Let's go.
You already know it. Has it been an hour? Can I shift back into wolf without using a charge?
For the remainder of your hour, yeah. Or 2 hours now, but
Shift me back.
cool. Well, I was gonna say we'll just save that to save time, but whatever. Okay. Alrighty. So that's some where you guys are going down the stairs in?
Yep.
Yep.
I'll probably be somewhere in the middle.
I mean, if the order we're going down the stairs is important, that means you're about to fuck us up. So fuck me up, DM.
Fuck me up. It's a lot of stairs. It's like 120 feet down. It's like, what is that, 16 flights?
Like there
Yo, he's sending like 4
flight's
waves after us.
Yeah, a flight of stairs is probably around 10 feet, so 12 flights.
Yeah, so it's a lot of stairs. You guys go down, and it starts getting about the third pass. It starts getting dark.
Well, I still have the
Yeah, you still have the sword up, but
ghost
you can
sword,
see
but-
like as you guys go down about the third or fourth flight of stairs, you can clearly see the circle of light being produced by this sword. It's just fairly cool. And down until you're probably 30 feet. One more go around at the bottom of the stairs. In a similar position to where you guys were at the top. I need everyone to make dexterity saving throws, please.
$21.
Oh, I don't actually have enough d6s for this. Holy shit.
Blasphemy.
Now I do. There it is. Cool. Okay, 21 for Dietrich.
21.
21.
I used my glory point for 22.
Cool.
24 for
21.
fair.
On Dex, holy
15.
hell. 15.
Yep.
Emerus.
I had 21 for the dog, and then I used an inspiration for myself because I rolled a 4, and it ended up being a 17.
Cool. Dunce.
25.
Okay.
Good lord.
Ouch.
Yep. Thank God everybody saved.
Wait, really? Everyone?
Everyone saved. The DC was 15.
Holy shit.
10.
Glad I used that inspiration.
You guys didn't check for traps. Lucius steps about 25 or 30 feet shy. As soon as you get to the last rim, the brick sinks. The stairs boom, turn into a ramp. And boom. Luckily, you guys all realize what is happening and brace yourselves. But it still hurts when you slide that far down a ramp, rolling against rock. So it'll be 16 points of bludgeoning damage to each of you when you hit the ground.
Question.
Yes.
Would Featherfall help with that?
I would say no,
Okay.
just because it's not necessarily like falling a distance, it's falling on your ass.
How much damage did you say it was?
16.
Oof.
Halved. And the ramp does not go back to being stairs when you land at the bottom.
Are we in water or is there like a platform that we land on?
You land on the rock, the base rock that Dietrich saw.
Okay.
And there's 3 doors for you to pick from.
Yeah, I'm going to go cast Cure Wounds on my dog real fast because
You-
he's about to die.
You mean there were 3 doors down?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on me at 3rd level. With my whatever's the mandolin.
I will cast a 3rd level false life on myself.
That's where we'll pick
I'm
up
gonna.
from next
And then
time.
I'm healing myself.
I was going to say, that's what we'll pick up from next time. You guys have some decisions to make and have to figure out how the hell you can get out of here.
I mean, I can just fly up.
All right.
True.
I can just fucking see what's in that water.
Alright.
I mean, maybe through one of these doors will be like a motorcycle, and then we can just ride up.
Oh my
Sounds
gosh. A
like
motorcycle.
sounds like a plan. Alright, we'll see
How
you
many
guys.
of us on a motorcycle?
We'll see you guys next week. to see what happens. I'm gonna raid another D&D channel I really, really like. They're playing Vampire the Masquerade. A lot of fun. I'll see you guys on Monday for Alaris 46, and then 17 episodes of Cult Busters next week.
Are we gonna kill him, Rai?
Peace
Is he
out.
gonna die?